Hi, and welcome back to the show. Today we have Bladimir Mercedes. He is the CEO and founder of Mercedes Enterprises, Inc., an advanced credit repair company based in New York. He has taught and helped thousands of people improve their credit score since 1998. He is an acknowledged credit repair expert and industry leader responsible for developing the most compliant and successful credit repair business model in the industry, known as pay per delete. He's also the co-author of the book Improve Your Credit Score Now, which he wrote and published with attorney Kerry Lutz. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Bladimir.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, Bladimir, first of all, what got you interested in credit repair and the business of helping people improve and restore their credit?
Well, as most great things usually are, it was a total accident. We've all heard that identity theft is the fastest growing crime in the United States, right? Well, I was a victim of identity theft. In the process of trying to fix the damage that the perpetrator had done, I discovered what a nightmare it can be when dealing with creditors and the credit bureaus. I also discovered the real reason why identity theft is such an easy crime to commit in the first place. And I must tell you, it is shocking. Did you know that the credit bureaus and creditors can, if they put some minor restrictions to the way that consumer information is accessed, they could significantly reduce identity theft literally overnight? It ain't happening anytime soon. You don't know how bad identity theft is until it happens to you.
Well, that's amazing. And why do you think it's so easy for identity thieves to commit these crimes?
Well, I have to say it's a combination of both easy access to consumer data and how easy the credit bureaus make it for creditors to retrieve a credit report. When I was fighting to clean up my own credit from the things that someone had fraudulently taken out, I discovered that the perpetrator was able to open accounts without identification, using a different variation of my name, using a different date of birth, and an address from a state that I've never lived in. This person, who never got arrested, by the way, was able to have access to credit by simply having a variation of my name and my full social security number. This raised some disturbing questions, as you might imagine. And the answer to those questions is what has led to this incredible journey of helping and educating consumers to fight back against this flawed system full of errors and inconsistencies.
Well, I can begin to see the big picture here, Bladimir. How difficult would you say it is for an average American who has become a victim of identity theft to regain control of their credit?
Well, it's extremely difficult in most cases. Again, when I realized how difficult it was for me to gain my credibility again, I did not even want to think what a person with less experience and resources would have to go through. I was familiar with the credit bureaus. I knew how to read a credit report, having been a finance manager in the auto industry in the past, and I had a very frustrating experience fixing that mess. The first thing that an identity theft victim should do is report the crime to the authorities, followed by a series of interactions with creditors and the credit bureaus. And this sounds easy, but the problem is that the credit bureaus and creditors sometimes will ignore this request to correct the errors, even when you provide them with a police report and a fraud affidavit. In chapter 8 of my book, I go into further detail about the things that one should do when facing identity theft issues and other issues, including filing a report with the Federal Trade Commission, etc.
Well, let's talk about your book for a second here. What made you write this book about improving your credit?
Well, I want to educate consumers and provide them with a simple resource that can help them if they face potential issues. Identity theft is just one issue out there that the consumers are facing. A recent study conducted by the National Association of State Public Interest Research Groups discovered that 79% of credit reports contain some type of error, and 25% contain errors serious enough to have an individual be denied credit. 54% contain inaccurate personal information such as misspelled names, wrong social security numbers, inaccurate date of birth, inaccurate information about a spouse, and out-of-date addresses. For example, one credit report listed a man's business partner as his spouse. 30% of the credit reports listed closed accounts as open. For example, listing student loans as open, a mortgage loan that had been closed as open, and auto loans. And 22% of those reports had the same mortgage or loan listed twice. This mistake often occurs when people when loans are serviced by other companies or resold. 8% of the credit reports simply didn't list major credits such as loans, mortgages, and other accounts. That could be used to demonstrate the credit worthiness of a consumer. Any way you slice these statistics, the results are devastating to the consumer. So my purpose is to educate and empower people with a powerful resource that they can use.
Massive. What is your suggestion to people who have credit challenges out there?
Well, first of all, people need to identify the problems they are having with their credit. Once you identify what's wrong, you'll come closer to finding a solution. If you feel that you cannot fix the problems on your own, you should definitely hire someone competent enough to help you. You should always have access to your credit report and monitor it.
And how can somebody get a copy of your book?
Well, you just simply go to www.creditmercedes.com and request a free copy, which you'll receive in the form of a PDF. If you want a physical copy of the book to be mailed to you, you can also order it for free, just pay for shipping and handling.
Well, Bladimir, thank you very much for coming to the show and for providing such very valuable information.
Well, it's great to be on your show, and I hope to be back soon.
Well, we've been speaking with Bladimir Mercedes. He is the CEO and founder of Mercedes Enterprises, Inc. You can check out his website at creditmercedes.com. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Take care.